Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Ted Carr, and just before I play this video for you guys, I want to make a request. If one person watching or two people watching could take notes while they watch this video and then leave a comment down below with like the top 10 tips that I say in this video, that'd be amazing, because then the next people could come along, can scroll down in the comments and say, oh, look at those 10 tips, that's cool. If you're watching this video, then you probably want to learn how to overcome cooked food cravings, because that's what the title's all about. And I gotta give you a little insider tip here, guys. You want to put all of your attention on what you want in life. So you want to put all your attention on fruit. If you want to eat a fruit diet. If you want to eat a fruit diet, put all your attention on fruit. If you want to eat a raw food diet, put all your attention on raw food. Think of the peaches, the plums, the nectarines, the apples, the bananas, the oranges, the melons, all the citrus, the papayas, the mangoes, the dates, the raisins, the cucumbers, the zucchinis, the tomatoes, the durian. Put all of your attention, put all of your love, put all of your focus on fresh, whole, sweet, juicy fruit, if that's what you want. This video is not about why cooked food is bad or anything like that. I think you can live a long, happy, enjoyable, fulfilling life eating cooked food. But if you want to be a raw foodist, if you want to get all the benefits from raw food, if you want to live the raw food lifestyle, if you want to eat like a fruitarian and live like a fruitarian, then you're going to have to get over that cooked food. You're going to have to not want it. Because if you want it, then you're going to go and eat it. And that's why people eat cooked food, because they want it. Maybe they also eat it because they're not aware that they don't have to eat it. They can just eat raw food. But whatever the case may be, if you want to eat raw food, if you want to eat a 100% raw food diet, then you're going to have to not eat cooked food. So how do you do that? Well, there are many tips and tricks involved, but really it's going to come down to you learning about yourself. This is a self-awareness journey. It really is a self-awareness journey. First thing I gotta say is to love yourself no matter what. Love yourself no matter what. Because if you beat yourself up over every little thing, then if you slip up and have some cooked food, you're gonna beat yourself up over that. You're gonna feel upset about beating yourself up. You're gonna go want more cooked food for more comfort. So just love yourself no matter what. Love yourself no matter what. That's the first tip, guys. Whether you're raw or whether you're cooked, just love yourself, man. And when you start to love yourself more, you're gonna start to love everyone else more too, and everything else as well. No matter what the result. You'll just practice. If you practice self-love, you'll practice exuding love to everyone else as well. So that's tip number one. Just love yourself no matter what. Do not beat yourself up. Do not feel guilty if you ever slip up. Tip number two is to focus more on preventing the craving coming on in the first place rather than trying to reverse it once it's there. If a craving comes on and it's there and it's powerful, really the only thing you can do is change your state. You've got to do a drastic state change. You've got to either go out for a hard workout, a hard run, you've got to go for a walk and call somebody up, you've got to just take your mind completely off the cooked food. You've got to get out of your environment as well. You've got to get in a car and drive somewhere really far away and just completely have a state change. Can't be in the same state and expect not to take action. So change your state. Do a hard workout. Go run outside and or do some breath work or something, but just get out of the environment that you're craving the food in. Preventing that cooked food from coming on in the first place is super effective. And the way you prevent it from coming on, there are many ways, but one way is to stay full. Stay full. Do not get hungry. If you get hungry, you're much more likely to crave. Much more likely to cave. So stay full. Always be grazing, always be eating, always stay full, never get hungry. And this is especially true when you're first starting the raw food diet. In the years to come, or in the months to come, when you've almost mastered it, raw food, then you can go days without eating, no problem. You can go days living on just juice, and you can go days living on low calories. But when you're just starting out and you're trying to overcome those cravings, you're trying to prevent them from coming on, stay full, man. Load up on the dates, avocados, and bananas. Those got to be your staple foods. Dates, avocados, and bananas. You can add in the mangoes and the papayas and whatever other food you want to add in, the oranges and the melons, but focus on staying full on dates, avocados, and bananas. Lots of avocado in your salads at night, lots of avocados just in like a guacamole bowl, lots of bananas in smoothies, and lots of soaked dates in smoothies as well. You don't have soaked dates, you don't have dried dates. So stay full. And tip number two is to stay stocked up. Stocked up. You can't stay full if you're not stocked up. So you've got to stay stocked up. So you've got to go out and just buy a crap load of avocados, dates, and bananas, and always keep them in stock. You want to have frozen bananas, you want to have bananas in your fridge, and you want to have bananas on your shelf that are unripe and ripe. You hear that? Want me to say it again? You want to have frozen bananas in your freezer. You want to have bananas in your fridge that are really ripe. You want to have bananas on your counter that are room temperature, that are both ripe and unripe. You want to have the cycle going. And with your dates, you want to have dates in your cupboard that are just completely dried, and you want to have dates in your fridge that are soaking. Always have soaked dates on hand. That way you can just throw them in the blender and you're good to go. And you want to have avocados. Same thing, you want to have unripe avocados on the counter. You want some ripe avocados on the counter. You want to have some avocados in your fridge, and you want to have some avocados in your freezer as well. I recommend if you get a lot of ripe avocados, cut them up, bag them, put them in the freezer bag. That way you can make sauces with them. You can blend them up, put them in your smoothies or whatever. But stay stocked up. And then the next thing would be to say, just stay focused on the fruit. You've got to stay inspired. Watch YouTube videos every single day about fruitarianism. Learn a lot about raw veganism. Learn about the power and benefits of a raw food diet, of enzymes, of living in line with nature's design. Watch interviews of other raw fooders. Stay inspired and stay focused on raw veganism. Stay focused on fruit. Come to fruit festivals as well. Get excited. Buy some tickets for the UK Fruit Festival in England. Buy some tickets for the Danish Fresh Food Festival in Denmark. Buy some tickets for the Woodstock Fruit Festival and just get pumped up for that big event this summer. Those big events this summer. And lastly, I'd say to give yourself time. The first year and a half for me was bad, man. I say bad because I slipped up so many times. I say bad because I slipped up. But I was just a lot of learning experiences. Give yourself time. Give yourself years to overcome these cravings completely. Do you know how rare it is for someone to get off cigarettes the first try? It's like 90% failure rate. Do you know how rare it is for someone to get off meth or heroin or cocaine the first time they ever try to quit, if they're actually truly addicted? 90% failure rate. I reckon the failure rate for getting off cooked food is 99.9%. So few people ever get off it. So few people ever get off it. But if you take these tips in this video and you apply them, then your success rate will go through the roof. And one last bonus tip here is to cut out one food at a time. Don't try and cut out all cooked foods at once. If it's potatoes that you don't want to eat anymore, allow yourself sweet potatoes and yams still. Once you cut out those, maybe you allow yourself some cooked carrots. If you're done with cooked carrots, then say no more cooked carrots, but I can allow myself some cooked broccoli. If you don't want that, then allow yourself some cooked quinoa or some brown rice or whatever it is, but just one food at a time, then you cut it out. You no longer allow that food ever again. And for me, the way I did that is I would just have one last ceremony with that food. I'd say, all right, it's broccoli tonight. I'm going all in on broccoli. I'll fucking boil up 3 heads of broccoli, put some salt on them, boom. And just eat them until I was in a big food coma, couldn't get off the floor. And I was like, that was it, man. Never having broccoli again. I'm done with that. Graduated. Ever since then, I never had it. And I was like, freaking like 8 years ago, man. Never needed to have it again because I had that feel. I got so full, I got so stuffed on it, I never had it again. Same with peanut butter. I ate the whole jar of peanut butter until I was almost about to vomit. I was like, never having peanut butter again. And that way, when you cut out one food at a time, you still have a whole plethora of foods to choose from. You don't feel limited. You're like, ooh, what else can I cut out? In other words, what else can I have one more chance with? Then have your chance with it. Fill up on it. Stuff yourself full of it. And you'll see how you really feel after that one food. It's important to have that one food at the exclusion of all other foods for that meal. So if it's potatoes you're trying to get rid of, have an entire meal or day full of potatoes. Just saturate yourself with potatoes and you'll get sick of them in a day, I promise, I guarantee it. You'll be like, okay, man, I just want to go back to fruit. Next morning you wake up with some watermelon, you're like, oh my God, thank God for watermelon, thank God for fresh fruit. It's always there for me, it's always nice to me. That's how I did it. I just got rid of one food at a time. And just kept going back to fruit every time. I was like, wow, fruit's way better, fruit's way better, fruit's way better. So I made that neural connection. My brain is firing in the direction of fruit. It's like when I seek pleasure now, I go for the avocados, or I go for a banana smoothie. I don't go for the pizza pops or the tater tots or whatever these kids are eating these days, you know? I go for the durian. My brain is fired in that direction. I've created those neural pathways. And you can do that too. And for kids who grew up on a fruit diet, I've met some raw vegans who grew up on a fruit diet, cooked food is not even a food for them. They don't have the pathways blazed yet. Those kids growing up on a fruit diet, their neural pathways are all firing in the direction of fruit as well. So it's very easy for them. But it's very hard to get off cooked food initially because all your neural pathways are firing towards cooked food. And also, every cell in your body is made up of cooked food. If you've been eating for 20 plus years, every cell in your body is made up of cooked food. So when you stop eating it, all of a sudden your body's like, hey, where's that cooked food? And you gotta say, hey, listen, like, fruit's where it's at. We'll prove it to you. Eat some fruit, feel good. Eat some fruit, feel good. Eat some fruit, feel good. And over the years, your body's like, oh yeah, the cells in your body start to get made up of entirely fruit. It's like, oh yeah, we can handle this, no problem. That's all I gotta say about this topic. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to subscribe, that'd be rad. I'd like to see you on this channel again. If you're a vegan, give this video a thumbs up. If you're raw vegan, give it a thumbs up and a comment saying I'm already raw vegan. Whatever it is, spread the news, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.